Hello and welcome everyone to part 1 of my Huns Let's Play for Total War Attila. Creative Assembly have been very kind enough to give me access a few days before release to make the first part of my Hun Let's Play. So, the voting for my Attila factions has actually just ended. Obviously, the Huns were one of the winners for my factions, but I'll also be doing a Saxon Let's Play and a Danes Let's Play. I'll be looking to do plenty of other factions over the coming months, so if those aren't the factions that you wanted to see, don't fear. There will be plenty of other Attila Let's Plays over the coming months. I will also be doing a co-op Let's Play with Malekith Skadi. He's going to be playing as the Western Roman Empire, I'm going to be playing as the Eastern Roman Empire. So we'll both be seeing if we can defend from the barbarian hordes while working together. So, anyway, in this Let's Play, playing as the Huns, I'm going to be doing playing on hard difficulty for the Huns, Saxons and Danes. Same thing I did with Rome 2 when it came out. I played on the hard difficulty, and then sort of the second round of Let's Plays I bumped it up to very hard. This just kind of like eases me into the game a little bit easier. Although I have found from the preview build and various other builds of the game that I've been lucky enough to play at various Creative Assembly community events and what have you, that Attila is actually a little bit more difficult than Rome 2 was. Generally finding it like the next difficulty level up for most of it. So this may well be almost seeming like very hard for Rome 2, playing it hard on Attila. That's at least the way I find it. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but I'm finding it a little bit more difficult than Rome 2 was. So let's just have a quick look at the stats and various features that the Huns have before we crack on with the Let's Play. So, faction leader, Aldin. Religion, Tengri. Initial challenge is normal. We have the culture trait, Scourge of God. So, enemies that face us have minus 10 morale if they're Christian factions. And we also have a faction trait of Horsemen of the Apocalypse. So, plus 25 growth from raising settlements. Plus 1... or rather war, plus 1 integrity for every war being prosecuted. Famine, plus 20 food consumed in provinces where the horde is present. And death stops foreign replenishment in provinces where the horde is present, all armies. So there's a lot of kind of negative modifiers or debuffs for other factions that happen to come across us as the mighty Huns. Now, a lot of you are going to be thinking, Lionheart playing as a cav-heavy faction, this is going to be full of lion fail, and it may well be. But either way, whatever happens, I hope you sit back, relax, and enjoy. And we're going to jump on into the campaign now.
The air was filled with smoke and blood. The Huns gloried in the stench of death. They took what they needed and left their enemies to rot. The Huns were free. They rode and fought and lived. Fear built Roman walls. They were right to be afraid. And behold, a red horse, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. Those with gold offered it by the wagon. The Huns took it and allowed them to live in fear. At least until they returned. Riders of the Four Winds prayed to him of the eternal sky. They made ready for war. Hailing from the eastern steppes, yours is a life of constant movement and conflict. Your arrival has driven many from their homelands in fear. The Goths have fled southwestwards. Give chase, and you will find the fertile lands of the Eastern Roman Empire. The Vandals run west. There you will find the Western Roman Empire, weaker than its eastern cousin, but perhaps easier to exploit. Southeast lies the wealthy Sassanid Empire, ripe for plundering. Before you take on these supposed masters of the civilized world, you will do well to strengthen your position by subjugating the northern tribes. The world will dance to your tune, or it will burn.
Dance to your tune or burn. Sounds like a night out for the Huns. They know how to party. Anyway, they are made ready for war. Cool. So as the advisor has suggested, it suggests we look to push north and subjugate, turn these guys into tributary states, if we can, to strengthen the horde, build up more armies, build up more hordes, and then descend upon those that have fled before us if they haven't already tried to come back. As we can see, we can't ever settle in existing settlements. We can sack or raise them when we take them over, which I'll probably show in a bit. But the main way that the Huns obviously develop their economy and they can kind of have settlements is actually encampments, and they go into the encampment stance. Steeds of Doom, we're going to turn them into an encampment. So you can do this in, enemy territory and things like that. It gives you a bit of a, well, I guess a bit of a defense. You don't really erect, big defensive walls or anything like that, but I guess you'll be able to form up behind your tents and your yurts, which could, I guess, offer some kind of defense. Hide behind that yurt. But anyway, this is where you're going to be doing your base building, your city building, such your encampment building. And as we can see, the Huns actually start off with a negative economy because they're hordes on the move. They don't have their own settlements, and they can never take their own. Unlike some, most of the other factions in the game that can turn into a horde and migrate, they can, settle down and take settlements once they get to where they want to go. The Huns are forever the wanderers. So, as our victory objectives actually kind of show, we want to sack or raise, basically, and that, just increases as we go through from minor victory, military victory, and divine triumph. So, I have had a very short play with the Huns, literally a couple of turns, and I've watched a couple of live streams that have been done by Creative Assembly and other YouTubers so far at various events to try and work out what the best way is playing with these guys. Now, as many of you will know, I'm really not cav savvy. I'm just awful managing them, so this is going to be a big learning experience for me. So feel free, my War Council viewers, to throw down some helpful comments. I would love to see them. But I could go and attack these guys here. I'm not currently at war with the Scalavians. I'm going to butcher plenty of pronunciation in this, so enjoy. But we're already at war with Alazica, Nobatia, Eastern Roman Empire, and the Ostrogoths. Now they're over here. The Ostrogoths are sort of fleeing. Alazica's over here, and obviously Nobatia is way down there. We don't need to worry about them. So I'm actually going to... My plan is actually to start more wars and subjugate more factions up here. We already start off with two tributary states, the Guthungians and the Gepids, which are over here. Gepids are happy attitude at the moment, and it's just growing. These guys, not so much. They may well cause me some trouble, but I'm not instantly going to push out. I'm actually going to... rather than going straight to war, I'm actually going to try and build up my economy for a few turns. And as you can see, building buildings with the Huns costs not only money, but also costs growth or population surplus. So we're going to go for this Storyteller's Yurt because it gets us 300 from culture, enables priests, and it unlocks Shamans of the Eternal Sky, which sound cool. Go for bartering grounds. Let me get Spies, and I'm going to go for that as well. Economic improvement. So we've got an army over there. We've got this one over here. So we are going to encamp with these guys there. and I'm gonna encamp literally where we've already got the borders. So I could go for this one, another storyteller. So with them all three encamped, I'm only negative minus 208. What I would like to do is try and boost my economy early on, so that I can actually get positive with all the armies out of encampment, so I can go on the rampage. So with this one, I'm going to go for the nobleman's camp. That is going to kill some of my food consumption, or it's going to increase food consumption. But that gets me noble Azkat Zari Raiders. Can't even say them. Zari Raiders, which are obviously different from the ones I can get from the storyteller slot. So we're going to go there. 4 turns to build. And we could also build something over here. We've already got goat herds for food. We could go for communal ground. We could go for warriors' yurts, but we've already got warriors' yurts. Elders' yurts, which was the precursor of the nobleman's camp, I believe. Or artisans' yurts. So I'm probably going to go for artisans' yurts, although these guys can be upgraded as well. So I'm actually going to go for this one, and I'm going to go for the spinner's yurt for 600 from industry straight away. Come back over here, and we can upgrade that other one. We've got enough growth. Also, with growth, you need that to raise more army, so you need rather 8 population surplus before I can raise another army here. And you can see some of them are going to cost a lot. So we're not going to be doing that anytime soon. So what I'm going to go for is, I'm actually going to go for another, I could go for an artisan's yurt actually, and we're going to just make sure we upgrade the goat herds and things like that when we can. Cattle herds as well. I mean, we could convert this to cattle herders. That just gets us more money than anything else. The goat herds are getting us the most food, I believe. So we're going for those artisans' yurts. And hope that works. So we literally need like 2 or 3 turns now to get those buildings built. 4 for some of them. That one's only going to take 1 to improve our wealth. So we're going to see what the AI does in that time. But let's manage our politics. Charaton, my faction heir, is going to become a Dread Rider and take up that office. So is his brother. Kuridak, and we've got Attila's father, Munzuk, down here, so he will give birth to Attila. Or, well, he won't, his wife will. Irene. Hello, Irene. So I think I might, to try and make him better, I might make him become a retainer of my faction heir. Oh, right. Are we not? He's not in a high enough rank yet. So he's got to take... Oh, yeah, he's got to go up a rank on the officers before I can make him a retainer. So, okay, we'll leave you for now then. Everybody else, we can't make any governors or anything like that. Issue edicts. We don't have any of that as the Huns because, well, we can't take settlements. So I think that's all we can do this turn. So I'm going to end it. We are obviously losing money, but hopefully that will change shortly. So we're going to kind of let our enemies run or fear us. The Ostrogoths are actually continuing to flee west. So while they're running away from us, we're going to consolidate our power in the north. Start some more wars, I think. That's the plan anyway. Hopefully have a battle in this part. Even if it's just me taking out that garrison force in a turn or two once I've built up my economy a smidge. Also, for the most part, unless I desperately need money, I know it does hit... Oh, hello. Defensive alliance. They want to marry my daughter to their great Khan for 400 gold. We already have a non-aggression pact with them. Yeah, you know what? Why not? Accept. She's worth 400 gold. They just brought an army down there and moved away. Okay, they've ended their non-aggression pact with me. They may well try and attack me then. It's sometimes a precursor to that. Okay, so here I've tried to put this guy into office to become a Dread Rider. He's been opposed by someone. So I can either decree and my faction leader loses influence, or he can pull political favours and he'll lose his influence. He's only got 15, whereas my faction leader has 52, so I'm actually going to decree it. Office secured. And we're now positive just. But that's with all of my Hun forces encamped. I'm going to go for growth when encamped and hall construction costs. I'm going to go for that. That does lower our integrity, which, as I said, acts as our morale. But as long as we keep building, or going for integrity increasing stats, then we should be fine. So that'll take 2 turns to build. That's that there. These guys are actually coming in here to raid. In fact, that's already been raided. Their forces have been pushed back. So I think these guys, the Budians, they're coming in here. We've got a non-aggression pact with them. They're a horde, so they're looking to take that territory for me, or for them rather.
We will speak together of whatever you wish.
So we have to try and push military alliances and what have you. We're just gonna build up our economy for now, and then I'll start hitting some enemies. I'm not even going to recruit units for now because we're low on funds, so that's all we need to do that time. Those guys have both gone there, so it should mean Munzuk can now try and become a retainer of a lower rank. Oh, he's got to go up a rank. Okay, we'll go up a rank. That's what it is. So we actually, if we took this settlement here, then that would help. And with these guys pushing in, you know what, we're going to go for it. So we're going to move out. That means we won't be able to build these bits this turn. We're going to go and attack. We're going to declare war. They're already at war with the Budians, so that's fine. And it's actually been taken, so that's a shame. But we will. Let's have a look. It's already been sacked. Let's get rid of it from the campaign map and then let's raise it. Burn, baby, burn. We'll see if we can take out that army of theirs. We've got no more action points this turn, unfortunately. So we have raised it. That's that whole region now. And because of that, if we come up here and hit the fertility, we've actually weakened the fertility of this whole region because we've absolutely devastated. We've torched it, which is why it looks so pretty. So we're going to go after these guys. Oh no, what? Hang on. Oh no. That was one of their... Oh god, that was another one of their armies. Looking at the wrong one. That's not an enemy army. So they're over here somewhere. So we'll sit back down. That pauses our buildings for a turn. I was hoping that would increase his rank, but it won't have done yet. So that I could get a retainer. So we'll have to get him to sit down next turn. Obviously our economy has gone again. But at least that'll be built next turn. That will help boost things. So let's end the turn. Hello, chaps. Am I at war with you, or are you just hordes everywhere? Hordes, hordes, hordes. Eastern Roman Empire. Actually, something I like, just little subtle changes that have been added into Attila. Your enemies will have their names in red going through the end turn phase. So you always kind of know to pay attention to the ones that are in red. Western Roman Empire having a think. These guys pushing up here. Looks like they're going... No, they're not going to attack. They're putting back... That's their king in there as well. You can tell by the golden crown. They've got their faction there. Down there, Olbia is open, but these guys are technically my tributary, so I don't want to go to war with them just yet. Or I don't want to go to war with them at all if I don't have to.
There are not enough funds in your treasury to build...
Oh, we're fine. We're fine. Shh. Development. Cool. Right. So obviously we get bonuses from the fertility of the land, which we've now wrecked. We are at war with these guys over here, so I should probably look to push over here a little bit. We're going to encamp here. We're not going to go over the border yet because they probably have a pretty reasonable force. So I'm just going to settle down, let these guys build, and then I can actually recruit a spy to go and search for me what's going on. We finished researching, so I'll go for we could go for the warrior camp upgrade, but I think we will increase wealth from animal husbandry first. So our economy is now slowly going up, very, very slowly. Keep building that, and hopefully we'll have a nice bit of boost to our funds. The Allans. Oh, hello. What are you guys doing? We could go and attack them. They are a horde. Could get rid of the blood swans. Doubt they're particularly happy to see us. Let's just check everything here. Who are they allied to? The Vandals. They've got them as a military allies. We'll see where they go, because I don't necessarily want to draw everyone to war with me straight away. They're moving down there. We don't need everyone at war with us. But we'll see. I'd like obviously to get a battle. Oh, they're raiding them. In that case, I may attack them. Be like, oi, leave my friends alone. Leave our friends alone. Right, it's our turn again. Okay, these guys just got destroyed. Completed that. Economy increasing. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go kill them. They do have like 1 unit more than me. But I'm gonna go kill them. Declare war. Come on, bring it, Vandals. Where are you? Oh, they're way over there. It's fine. That's fine. The Huns fear no Vandals. Right. Oh, they've got Sarmatian spears, but they're actually a war dog unit. And they brought their own fair amount of cavalry. They've got a lot of cavalry actually, and cataphracts. Cool. We'll see who's gonna do better here. Use my archers to try and take out their dogs. So here we go to the grasslands. See how this goes. Right. We give you war, and in the same spirit we will fight it to the end. Now those who watch my normal videos might think that perhaps my loading screens for this battle are taking a little bit longer than my ones for Rome 2. Well, for Rome 2 I actually have that installed on my SSD, whereas this is just on my hard drive. I will probably put it onto my SSD at some point to increase loading speed times, but to be honest, they're not too horrific. They're quite reasonable. But I mean, I have noticed that they are a bit slower, just purely because I've got Rome 2 on the SSD. But here we go. Dry day, that's cool. Start deployment. We could have actually had a preview of the battle map. I should have clicked on the little toggle. So here are my Hun riders. My Hunnic mounted bows. We've got the steppe lancers. Look at him, he's ready. He's ready for battle. So we can see them, a few of their units deployed over here already. When you group units in Attila, they are by default in a locked formation, which you didn't have previously. I'm going to make these guys group 2 in the centre, and these guys, lots of melee cav and lancers, group 3. Now these are all tier 1 units, so while they're cavalry, you will probably see that the enemy forces, their infantry at least, may well break quite quickly. At tier 1, infantry that's not supported by a general or armies without generals will break very quickly. Generals are a lot more important in Attila than potentially any Total War game before, especially low tier. They really do have quite the buff, and they really do hold your units in place. Fatigue has also been sort of improved. You can see already my units are active, so I mean units do like their fatigue comes replenishes or restores faster than it did previously, but this really does stop you running units all the way across the map and only going down to winded. They will probably be exhausted by then, so you have to time things quite well. So I'm going to walk those guys there. Walk these guys there. Walk these guys there. And those guys to there. Let's have a look at these guys. So these are medium shock cavalry. The Sarmatian cataphracts. They look pretty deadly. Standard Germanic hunters and Germanic nobles as their general. And there we go, we've got the Sarmatian spears with heavy warhounds. You can hear the attack orders going. So we're going to push in here because these guys actually need to be set on skirmish mode. Go, 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 go. Hit them, hit them, hit them. Now we're going to run with these guys. It will tire them because we're moving quickly. Flank round with my horse archers. Yep. AI will try and do that. And their war dogs. I don't know how effective war dogs are against cavalry. It looks quite effective. We're going to go into their archers back here, though. There we go. My archers have already helped take down some of these guys up here. Take down their war dogs. Flank round them here. We charged in their archers. Broken that unit there. You guys fire here. You guys fire on their general. Right. You two units pull back. Got to try and break this lot here. You guys off skirmish mode because you can easily take out what they're trying to throw against us here. Charge the cataphracts. Skirmishers, or horse archers, take them out. We're getting, yeah, we're getting the upper hand here though, so we're going to push into more of their units. They've just broken one of my cav units. Take these guys out down here. There we go, broken them all at top. Charge these guys. One unit on those guys here. General. Charge into the back of their nobles. Cavalry pull back, hit the archers. We're going to swap these guys to heavy shots so they can pierce the armour of their nobles a bit better. But we need to turn, like when units are flashing like this, they're routing but they can come back. When they've turned to that flag, they will not be coming back. So we're going to reform with my cavalry up here while my archers, skirmish cav, just pound them. Charge over to the Germanic warband. Reform down here. So we got them. So we can actually see number of men we lost so far, about 180. Whereas the enemy's lost a lot. Keep firing, keep firing. Right, we've broken these guys. That's one of my own unit of lancers. Just because I got them bogged down and didn't do consistent charges with them. You guys, would you break? There we go. Now they've gone. I'm just going to keep pulling back so that my horse archers can rain death into all these guys. So because I've been running these guys most of the time, they're quite tired. But we have a victory! But I'm going to charge these guys because they're out in the field. I don't want any of them left. So all cavalry charge. Watch the Huns descend on them. Nice. Absolutely wrecked. The power of the Horde. So that went well. We lost, yeah, just under 180. It's 178. And we lost, well, they're all gone. It's not necessarily how many died, it's just they've all disappeared from the battlefield. So you can see they actually lost 964. 36 remain. Most kills, looks like... Oh no, it was this unit here of tribespeople. 249. General getting 122. Archers doing pretty well, horse archers. So yeah, wrecked their army there. Goodbye, Allans. Whew! So there we go. Lasted for 5 minutes and 48 seconds. But I think that was pretty reasonable. You know, you saw there a couple of units they broke and then they came back, which is how kind of battles work in Attila now. Units, especially lower tier, will probably break reasonably easily, especially if they're hammer and anviled. But if there's a large portion of the men still remaining, there's a high chance that they'll come back, as long as your general, that you haven't killed the enemy general, in which case you're most likely to see a full rout of the enemy. Oh, right through the gut. I love how he's holding his bow in one hand and sword in the other. Badass. And then obviously we have these various options now that we can use here. So we can ransom and release, which our army doesn't like integrity, and that's something I'm probably not going to do that at many points in this, just because integrity is so important to the Huns, because that's our public order for our encampments as well. You can kill them, but you know, it doesn't really help. I'm just going to take on warriors, which gives us a replenishment bonus. And now we can upgrade my general, and his unique skill is Taskmaster Integrity. Boom, that's what we want. And then Lightning, missile attack rate, which is going to be very, very beneficial for our forces. So now with that, we're just going to move back here. We need 25%, so that bottom bar of action points free to go into an encampment. We'll do that. Our economy boosts up again, and we're all good. Right, so we've caused death and destruction up here. We've settled in the north. Obviously, when we are encamped, it's the same as the fortified stance, so we get immunity to desert attrition, snow attrition, and swamp attrition. And that again increases our horde growth, so we're going to get hopefully another boost to the economy soon. I'm going to end the turn again, before probably bringing things to a close on this first part of my Huns Let's Play. I don't know if I'll be able to make any more before release, but you know, hopefully I will be. If not, there will be more in a few days' time, when the game releases on the 17th. But you never know, there might be some more Hun parts up very soon. In which case, don't forget to leave a like. Feel free to leave a comment as well on things you're looking forward to, potentially things you want me to try out as the Huns. I should have also, by the time this video is live, if not, it'll be out shortly in a day or two, like a first impressions of Total War Attila using a review build of the game. I'm not doing a full review with Attila just yet, because I want to get into the late game, and that will take me a couple of weeks of play. So maybe by the end of February you'll see a full review of Attila and my thoughts on it, but I will definitely be doing like a first impressions very soon if it's not out already. So yeah, because I've left him in his settlement, that's something you're gonna have to keep an eye on. He has got the procrastinator trait, and he's lost one zeal. Illegitimate birth, oh yay, the first of many probably. Steeds of Doom, we've got the bartering grounds, and you can see our economy is up pretty nicely now. Official business goes on with this camp. That's the nobleman's camp. That's over here, so we can actually see that new unit that we can now should have access to. That's mercenaries. There we go. These are a tier 2 unit as well. Very light melee cavalry, but they're excellent capture power. So these raiders are kind of like I don't know, we've seen units called raiders before in Total War games, but these guys are kind of a different type. Are really good at getting in and capturing capture points of cities and other bits. So they're good at, you know, taking down towers or gateways quickly and things like that if you want to take them down. Obviously they cost a lot. You can see they cost 1,000. But actually looking at them, they are a pretty reasonable unit. They've got good melee defense, good charge bonus, good melee attack, reasonable health, and pretty decent speed as well. Yeah. So they're going to be, probably throw a couple of them in, but they're very light melee cav, because they've got 8 armor. In fact, you know, the mounted brigands have 18. Mounted bows have 3. How much does my general have? My general's unit has 30 actually, so he's a pretty decent unit. The warband has 8. So yeah, it's sort of slap bang in the middle of most of the Hun forces. So I probably need to get him on the move, because he doesn't like sitting there, because it's producing 10 food from there. That's probably something we do need to upgrade. The goat herd, all the way over here. Once we've got assimilation of neighbours and scourging raids, then we can push on to the second tier. So I'm probably going to go for economic research first, or civic rather. Just because right now I don't really need the upgrades to my units. They're pretty solid at the moment. So these guys are building up here. Have we got anything still to build there? No, nothing to build there. So we're kind of essentially, now is the time to go raiding. Once we've got that, we'll be able to see the Shamans, the Eternal Sky, so we want to start building new troops. So we're going to increase these guys here. We're going to go for more horse archers to start with. Obviously we can recruit spies now, which you can see there. I'll want to save up some money for that. So next turn we'll build a spy and send it on over so we can see if there's anyone attacking, although it looks like they're under siege. Yes, they are. Probably these guys here, the Budinians. So I'm just going to check this here. He's still not level 2, so I can't make him a retainer yet. So we've got this little key here. Bastard children are denoted by the arrow here. He's had a bastard son with, I believe it said L. Someone called L. In fact, he should really be told to go and seek a wife, as should you, chap. So go seek wives. And actually, that daughter that we married off, we can now see her husband as part of our family tree. We can't gain control of him, as far as I know, or anything like that. It's not as detailed as something like Crusader Kings, where you could potentially gain their lands afterwards. But we can see that she is married to the Sabirs and to their great Khan. So let's end the turn again before we wrap things up. I just want to see those extra bits going through there. So yes, again, hope you've enjoyed this first part. Again, thanks to Creative Assembly for letting me release this a bit early and get hands-on with the Huns. Hopefully I'm either showing you one of two things, what not to do or what to do as the Huns, potentially. I think sorting out your economy early on might be more important than going off and pillaging and raiding, because while that will get you increased to your treasury, it won't sort out your economy problems. So that's why I focused that money rather than building up more forces.
We will make your homes a wasteland.
Okay.
Despoil your women, enslave your children, and desecrate your ancestors' graves.
Oh, I mean, it was almost passable until you went desecrating ancestors' graves. That's just too far. So yes, they were one of my tributaries, and they've now kicked off. They don't like being controlled by me. I've been joined by these guys, but they're now a bit annoyed. Oh no, they're annoyed at them. They hate them now. That's cool. We can see their act. And they're going to attack me. Oh no, with a 20 stack. Uh-oh, we're going to flee and hope that they don't chase me. Oh, balls. Well, here's certainly what not to do. They're going to undoubtedly beat me. So I'm about to lose one of my faction heir's brother. I'm about to lose here. We'll have this battle next time. So I'm going to quick save it. That's an unprecedented turn of events. Maybe they don't like me hanging out in their lands, but they were my tributary state, so you would have thought. You would have thought. They've got a lot of missile troops. I assume they've probably got some skirmishes in here. They've got their own cavalry. My forces are a bit weakened from that last battle. I don't see this going very well, but we'll still fight it, and we'll hope that we can punch through. Break some of their infantry and kill as many as possible, and then we'll have to come on down with my faction leader and claim vengeance. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this first part. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Take pride in joining the Legion. Until next time, ciao for now.